Good morning, everyone. And I'm sorry for sounding a little scrappy this morning. My throat is pretty in bad shape from yelling at the TV for 2 straight days.
I'm making little marks here because I have so many jokes I'm trying to withhold from right now.
Al, you might just have to lay it in on me.
Joke number 3.
Yes. So listen, we let the good times roll. Let the good times roll. It is happy. It's always sunny in Philadelphia. I mean, how blessed are we right now? We have an Eagles team that's 5-0. We have a hockey team that's undefeated, believe it or not. We have a lot going on. We have Sixers starting on Tuesday. But however, the story of the day, the unsung heroes that, back in June had no business being in the MLB, being 12 games out. And yet they've crawled, scratched, and fight after cutting Joe Girardi. And here they are, heading into the NLCS. How good is this feeling right now? Mike, tell me, pinch me in other places. Tell me this isn't real.
No, one, I'm not pitching you anywhere. 2,
you might swatch that I with a U, but other than that, he might punch you some other places.
Hello.
Here's the thing. Al, make sure you cut and copy this because his testimonial, he was killing the Phillies all year, okay? I've been telling you that if they get to the dance, they're going to be a tough L.
Yeah.
And I still believe that. And even now, and I think it's lining up for us. Look at it. I mean, we're getting to play the Padres. I think they match up probably better with the Padres out of all the teams that made the playoffs.
Listen, I don't think there's a matchup that I didn't like at all.
Me neither.
Listen, you want to look at the Dodgers. You want to look at, you're like, oh, look at that powerhouse. I mean,
is MLB kicking themselves?
I remember Phillies and Dodgers over the last 20 years. Anybody in the playoffs, we tend to own their ass. So.
Right.
But I like it anyway because I think Padres, you're not going to have a hometown crowd to worry about. It's just going to be like the Braves; they're not going to know what to do when they get here. So it's a 2-3-2 series. For those
and
who
I
don't
love
know.
it. And next weekend they're here.
Yeah,
but
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Did you see the scheduling for that? The scheduling for that is nuts.
They don't have the times out yet, do they?
Not the times, but just the dates. You have 2 in San Diego, an off day. Then it's 5 straight days.
Is it straight?
5 straight. I looked on.
With them being on the West Coast, that's kind of sucks,
dude. I'm telling you, they play here Sunday. They're back in there next Monday.
Yeah,
and I'm like, wow. I'm like, that's crazy. But
yeah. Well, listen, and there goes my man Evan Lowry. You can check him out on the Outbox Sports Network talking Giants football at 8 o'clock on Friday nights. But listen, he's right. Look, I got to make an apology because I went on Facebook yesterday and I said this team is not going to win. Yesterday, I didn't believe in it.
You are the new mush. You are the new lead.
Well, wait. You had no feeling of a win yesterday?
No, because I looked at it.
Hold on. Go ahead. Tell me why.
Well, because you spent.
I want to hear this soliloquy of craziness. Go ahead.
Yes. Well, because Aaron Nola tore them up on Friday. They won 9-1, and then you go into yesterday. I said, "No, this team's going to be pissed off," and I'm like, "You got Thor on the mound. They're going to chew him up." Pretty much, they pretty much told us it was going to be a bullpen game. I said they're going to tear this team up. And boy, was I wrong. And so for everyone out there, yes, I was wrong for the first time in my life. Well, anyway.
First time that morning.
But yeah, I'm very, I'm going to apologize to everyone out there. So,
your apology is not accepted, Mr. Man. Now, introduce our over here.
Well, I know. Well, you got to tell me to shut up. So anyway,
shut up.
Thank you. So Ryan, our man here, Ryan Lee. Ryan, what's going on, buddy? And for guys who don't know Ryan Lee used to be on the Hoops and Hail Mary podcast. Ryan, it's good to have you on, brother. So what's going on? And take us away on this Phillies run.
See, look, you know what season it is. Yeah.
I mean, I see the hoodie. I can sit here and talk Sixers till the sun don't shine, but God, this has to be in the running for the greatest weekend in the history of Philadelphia sports, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, Flyers down 2-0 yesterday, come back and win 3-2. Phillies close out the Braves, defending World Series champs. They ain't world champs no more. World champs no more. They get to close them out, and now we're going to be playing San Diego. And it all feels like a dream. And on top of that, just a reminder, we're playing Dallas on Monday night and Sunday night football.
Yeah, and that's a good point. So, like,
if they win tonight, I probably agree with you. This could be the greatest weekend, at least in the last
10 years.
I would say even further. I mean,
probably 15, 14.
Since 2000, I would say easily, if not longer.
yeah,
Probably the greatest weekend in Philly. So, like, I was talking to somebody else how in 2008 I went to a Flyers game, an Eagles game, and the Phillies game all in the World Series run.
That was like the same day.
But at the same time, the Eagles weren't trying to stay the only undefeated team in football. I mean, we all came out high on that team. Like, everybody's, let's be honest, anybody has had a Super Bowl tingle at least to date with that team. And the fact that it's hard for me to get up in the morning. Do I wear my new NLCS t-shirt or do I wear my Eagles green tonight? That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, and here's the thing. You look at yesterday's game, and me and you talked about this too, Al. Oh, man, Sean Kelleran, you can check him out on the Sully squads. My man is just loaded with knowledge. He goes, hey, what's up, guys? To see the teams that with the most innings by starting pitching in the regular season still have in the postseason, American 955, Astros 107, Guardians, Nationals, Padres 897. So listen, I like what again, you go back to this win yesterday. It's always someone stepping up when that person steps down. Like, again, Nick Castellanos goes 0 for 4. But Brandon Marsh hits a 3-1 bomb. Brandon Marsh coming up big. It's always somebody stepping up when someone steps down. It's great. Hurst has never beat Dallas. He's 1-10 against the playoff team. Thoughts? Listen, we'll dive into that in a little bit. But right now, we're talking about a red-hot Phillies team that's just
I got something for that. He must be a Dallas fan, but yeah.
But I mean, again, this Phillies team just took care of not one but two hot lineups. You took care of Paul Goldschmidt in the Cardinals, and now you take care of Austin Riley. Austin Riley going 0 for 7 in the past 2 days.
Yeah, you know what's really funny about that? Stop and think about it. Right, you had Goldschmidt, who is a MVP candidate, or at least was most of the year. Then you have Austin Riley, who is also neither one of them did nothing for their team. I'm sorry, but to me, I felt like when that game ended Friday night, the Braves were done. And I got friends who were Braves fans. I mean, Danny, who co-hosts with my son, is a Braves fan. I told him Friday night, I said, dude, your team's cooked. I was like, they're going to get smoked tomorrow. And he's like, oh, no. And he's like, you just wait and see. I was like, no, dude, it's the Braves. And I sent another message to another friend of mine who's also a Braves fan. I was like, I said 101 wins, huh? I said, you can go have a seat next to the Mets fans.
Woo! And then that's what I'm looking at. Like, to me, you took care of the hardest team, in your way, because the Braves had our number for the whole regular season. Now you got rid of them. So,
the team that had our number was the Mets. The Phillies, the Mets or the Braves only won 2 more games than the Phillies in the season series. It was 10-8. So we played them tough all year. Like, the one team you didn't want to, the one team you didn't want to see in the postseason was the Mets. But I kept telling you, they were going to crap the bed. There's our boy Sean.
That's a good point. The first time a 9-hole hitter hit a home run in the postseason since Joe Blanton was a pitcher.
Wow.
Who did that back in 2008.
Dude, my buddy's dad caught that ball from Joe Blanton.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We had JT Remuto breaking history.
Inside the park.
I was there, guys, and I'm going to tell you something. People started yelling. Somebody yelled at me because they tried to say I was going to jinx it somehow in like 10 seconds. As soon as that ball hit and careened off the wall, I was right there. I was like looking right at it. I was like, inside the Parker. I said inside, started screaming, inside the Parker. Inside the Parker. They're like, what? I'm like, as I hit the ball, I'm screaming. I look over. He's already past second. I'm like, there's no way. I don't care whose arms out. Peyton Manning could be throwing this ball right now.
Right.
They're not hitting it.
Let me ask you a question. Acuna. I heard on the radio, and L.A. was pretty much dogging him.
Looked lost out there yesterday.
I'm just saying, on that home run that JT hit, they said he kind of like half-ass jogged it to get the ball. Like, he didn't even try to get it. And I was like, wow, dude, like that's your you come up this small.
Listen, maybe this is a little, hey, we just won, run off.
That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe it's having a fan base. I think we were a big part of it as the fans. I think we were a big part of it.
Yeah. How about yesterday, Al? You're talking about JT Remuto. He has a strikeout, but makes it the first. Yep. You know what I mean? Like that crazy, and he gets the RBI out of the deal. Like, this team has no quit in it, and it is just amazing what this. And you guys brought up about Ron Acuna Jr. I mean, and you're right, Ron. He looked lost in the outfield. lazy at times. I mean, those sunglasses did him no favors because I don't know what he was seeing. He wasn't obviously following the ball anywhere. So,
well, he followed Marsh's home run.
that's about it. This team looks good, man. So, I mean, so, we got the Padres coming in. Another team, didn't expect to make it this far. We were jockeying for position with those guys, from 3-2 in the wild card standings. But again, who thought they would be here? Who thought they were going to knock out, the all Pirates?
Just look at it. The three top teams in the National League in the regular season are all home.
Yeah.
This just goes to show you.
There's not all wild card teams now. There's none of the top division players.
I said this to a buddy of mine yesterday, like the baseball Neanderthals. I think we should be operating under the old system still, where you only get one wild card and then your 3 division winners.
Yeah,
they got to be turning over, feeling some type of way, knowing that the 2 remaining teams in the National League are both wild card teams.
Yeah,
and if the Guardians win today, that's going to be 3.
How about that Seattle game last night? Like 18
that
innings.
was insane.
I felt bad for them, but I thought they were my dark horse.
I was telling Pat last night. I said to him, I'm like, it would have been good overall. Could you understand the ripple effect if Seattle actually pulled that out and they had to play again today? They all exhausted their bullpen. Everybody was playing for 18. Or was it 7.5 hour game or some crazy number like that? And if they kept playing, how do you catch up from that? How do you catch up from that? If they had to play out a full series of 4 or 5, if you had you didn't have that, at least they get time to rest now. But that could have been a huge ripple effect down the line. And like I said, the Padres I think, are the team we didn't want to see.
Yes, I'm
not saying they're going to beat us, but I'm saying you got a team that's not too unlike what we are right now. A hungry team who has all the thing to prove. They went out and they cashed their check, man.
Yeah, and
they got that black card out and started spending.
Yeah, and to piggyback off what you were saying, Al, I mean, again, the Phillies and the Padres really have nothing to play for. That makes them the most dangerous team. Both teams very dangerous. I mean, because everyone, we all said they had no expectations, and so our man winner goes Phillies beating San Diego. Yes, they are winners. So listen,
no, I think he's saying.
I think he's declaring it. He's declaring it.
Yeah. So here's the thing, though. Like, now that we can look, forward to it. There's my offspring checking.
Oh, I love him.
The relievers did well. I think the relievers combined for like 9 Ks yesterday. Yeah,
I think it was 13 Ks in all between all pitchers.
You'll have your jersey this week too. I told him I'd be sending him down. I got my old Chase Utley jersey.
There you go.
So he can rep down in Louisiana.
There you go.
Yeah,
I spent a lot of money at the store already.
Did you?
I went in and bought like 5 NLCS t-shirts for my wife and the kids. I got hats. Yeah. Hats coming in. Hats I bought more of. Oh, yeah. I went.
Like this, if they win this round, then I'll buy the NLCS hat, and then I'll go for the World Series hat. I'm not buying no DS hats.
Well, to me, there really isn't you don't have actually a real NLCS hat. It's the postseason hat.
Yeah.
Which is actually pretty cool.
It is. I like that.
I bought one. Yeah. And then now they'll have the hats for the NLCS, and then they'll have the World Series, of course. Yes. That's usually how they work it.
Yeah. So, again, think about this. Bryce Harper went in there and said in that locker room, we're going to take this. We're going to win this. And I was like, and you usually don't buy into that. But listen, before this postseason started, man, I definitely thought he was the biggest X factor walking into this because no one paid attention to him. Everyone was like, he's banged up, all this and that in the third. He's a strikeout. He's not, I would consider Benjamin, all this other stuff. I said, wait till the postseason. He's going to turn it around. And he has. And he's been the biggest X factor in that lineup.
I think him and Realmuto has really stepped up.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, when you get something down the line, left and right, I mean, there's games in here where it looks like the top 3 were just useless. And you go back to the card series, you still have a no Schwarber really.
Yeah, Schwarber ain't doing nothing.
He has the 2 sac flies in the Cardinal series. That's it. And they walked him to get the Rhys Hoskins, and Hoskins.
Yeah, that was a great idea.
Yeah, and you know what? I kudos to our fans too, because I think our fans got to that kid on Friday.
Who?
Because the pitcher for
Spencer Strider.
Strider. I think our fans got to him because once he threw that error, he was done. And that crowd just got on him and got on him.
Dude,
I'm
telling you, the chance. I have to say, I'm not just sitting here going to our crowd and kissing ass. Phillies fans are funny. I'm sorry. We have one of the funnier fan bases that have some of the funniest moments. I'll show him Pat yesterday. I had guys sitting right in front of me, had a flag or a picture. It was on a flag. It's a picture of Rob Thompson. Like they took a screenshot from NBC Sports, and it says, "You just got robbed." And
Wow.
I literally took a picture of it and put it on our social media, and it went viral like that. It's all over EOP like crazy. Got and hanging out with the Pandemic crew, but they're sitting there, and it's the Tomahawk chants, which is great.
Oh, I thought
every Philly fan, I think the Tomahawk chant generally is just stupid. And somebody, I think Matty B said it last night. Like he's like, the fact that it's still something in 2022 with how butthurt people are about sensitivity and things, I'm surprised they can still do it to a point. But the fact that we can use it and throw it right back in their face, and Ozuna never wants to come back to Philly again. He will never want to be a Philly, let alone come back to Philly.
No.
The DUI chants were hilarious.
Dude, they mentioned that on the air. Like, you could hear that.
Oh, it was clear as day. It was clear as day,
when I was driving yesterday, I didn't get Fransky in LA. I got it for about a quarter of the way down the shore. Then I had to switch over to the ESPN, which had Carl Ravitch and Tim Kirchin.
Mm-hmm.
And Carl Ravitch was literally in the booth laughing. You could hear the DUI chants, and he's going, "You gotta love Philadelphia."
Well, I was telling Pat also, there's this one guy. I was like, yo, bro, I love the passion, but you're not executing this right. He goes, guys, the next time Ozuna comes up, I want to just tell you something. He's like, he did a lot worse things than the DUI. I'm like, yeah, we know. We're all well aware of what he did. He's like, so the guy comes back up again, and he tries to jump up as soon as he hits up before we can start chanting DUI. He goes, beat your wife. I'm like, no, we're not chanting. 45,000 people chant, beat your wife, because we're sounding like we want you to beat your wife. No, it's like, but the one guy goes, man, if that ball had a skirt on it, he's hitting this ball out of here. Like, I was like, man, that's harsh, but hilarious.
But you're talking about the fan base. Like Bryce Harper said, he's like, listen, I've been in a lot of games. He's like, this is the most passionate fan. He's like, this place was rocking. He's like, it's unbelievable. And it's crazy. Like, and to any of the 4 teams, man. Actually,
if you guys are wrestlers, you should know how it is to feed off a crowd.
Yeah. And through that, he said, he's like, listen, I've been around a lot of places. And for people, the national people are always going to the Cardinals, and it's called baseball heaven and all that. Dude, they can't hold a candle to what we do here.
No, I'll kind of go back to it. I mean, if you look at the Cardinal series, like, their fans come. Like, and a lot of people, it's just a different mentality. Like, going to a full stadium in St. Louis is not like going to Citizens Bank Park. Citizens Bank Park's going to get on that pitcher. Okay, right. They're going to make noise, where you kind of have to manufacture their cheers in the Midwest.
Right.
I mean, Chicago's kind of nuts. I mean, if you ever watch a Cubby,
Chicago, you
can probably get away with that.
You can get away with it. I mean, there's listen, I would say your top fan bases from guys showing up and being relentless. Your Philly, New York are your easy ones. Boston. Chicago's got to be there.
Yeah.
But other than that,
the Fugazi ones are like L.A., Frisco, L.A., Frisco. I mean, even San Diego to a point.
The only thing that San Diego has going for them right now from a fan base situation is that they're completely on the other side of the country, which makes it just a little harder for us to travel.
And there's nobody
not for PhillySports.com.
Yeah.
I mean, so, but let me ask you guys. Let me go back. So, what was your initial reaction seeing all this, transpiring to you, like a 7-0 and 7-3 win? I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, because my initial, like you said, I was wrong. Right away, I know people are going to call me the wet blanket, the Debbie Downer, the shrivel up penis.
Dude, just call it what it is. You're a Mets fan in disguise. Like,
whoa.
You wore the Mets colors all year. You and Art Lawrence were going out on lunch dates.
He was a little down when they got eliminated. I noticed that.
Yes.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he didn't get to hear Timmy Trumpet play anymore, and thank God it was great.
But my thing is, I'm seeing this unload. Again, a 9-1 win. A 7, like I said, I'm thinking, okay, yes, there's a bullpen game. This team don't have a shot, and yet they rocked them.
But you had to look at Atlanta, dude. Look at their body language. Their body language Friday told me that they were not coming back. What you said?
They weren't there to play yesterday.
No, they were there to finish.
And also something that's very unspoken so far, very underappreciated. You got to kind of be grateful for what Thor gave you yesterday. He gave you a solid 3 innings. He let up the home run. But we saw some bad starts out of him this year. It could have been much worse. He did what he had to do in a deciding game.
And you know what? Maybe good point to that. But at that point is, what was he playing? He was playing on the West Coast before, so he may be a little bit. Maybe he'll be more comfortable out there, and we have to go out there. Maybe he becomes useful because people are like, "Who do you think starts?" I'm like, if you continue with Wheeler and Nola, I mean, I'd rather have them in San Diego because you're going to need more firepower out there.
Bailey Kohler's getting a start in the NLCS. He's got to start.
Yeah. Well, now you have 7 games. You know, I think at least. I thought you were. At first, I thought yesterday was going to be platoon, start Falter, and then go. No. But the other thing is a little revenge factor in this series, right? Who got knocked out for many months at the San Diego Padres last series? Mr. Bryce Harper got his injury against Blake Snell. There's a little revenge factor in here. They're going to be sorry they did that.
Xbox players going to be going at it. You know, but guys,
and you got the Nola brothers facing each other too.
I think that's the coolest part of this whole series, and that's got to be tough for the parents because.
Well, it was funny because they said that on like a broadcast in a regular game, like, oh well, and they brought it up. Like I watched a couple of the Padres, like when they were playing the Mets game, just kind of checking in and see what's going on. They're like, if the Phillies and Mets or the Phillies and Padres end up matching up at one point, this could be tough for their parents. Like it's like
Thanksgiving in the Nola household is going to be. Something this year. Someone's not going to the World Series, and I would hate to be at that table.
It's going to be very interesting for Thanksgiving dinner for that family.
Adam Popple said he quit. Dude, I think half of that Braves team quit yesterday.
Braves left-handed. Yeah, right. Forward in the start. Yeah, I totally agree with Adam there, but like I said, it's very interesting to see. Now, how do you guys feel about this, upcoming series? But like you said, like I agree with Al. The revenge factor's there. All brothers facing each other.
There's a lot of storylines in this one.
This is the one thing. Like it's kind of role reversal with Atlanta. You had to get through their starting pitching and kind of had to hope to go after their bullpen. With the Padres, it's different. Padres, you can go after their starting pitching. Their bullpen's lights out. Like, look what they did to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
But again, I got a false sense with the Dodgers, too, because it looked like they were fat and happy, too. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, they just let San Diego come in there and kind of did. San Diego did to the Dodgers what the Phillies did to the Braves.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to have 2 hungry teams going. I think they match up evenly. They got there's 2 stars out there. We got our stars in our lineup. But I'll tell you what.
Yeah, good point here, Adam. Think about it. Who we were chasing after both these guys at one point.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
And now we're both in the NLCS.
Yeah, I was right.
And this is why you spend stupid money.
Yeah.
It comes full circle. This is why you spend stupid money. It breeds results. Manny Machado's a superstar.
I was a little hesitant on him, too, because I'll give Machado credit because here's a guy who matured a lot more than – because I thought he was going to just be like a typical diva goof. In the long run, like he'll be good. Like kind of like Acuna kind of comes off to me a little bit.
Right.
Like listen, those guys won the World Series last year. You can't take that away from them in any which way. That's theirs to hold
I think
on.
They just got fat and happy.
And I think that also comes from a team who expects things. I mean, listen, they play, and they play so hard during the season. Like they're a tough team to play. They get good, records, and then they come in and it's just like. They play against if they played against San Diego, it'd probably be a different story.
Right.
I think they win that. Or they play against any team that's not a Philly and New York team, right? But then again, San Diego did the same thing against New York, who has rabid, stupid caveman-looking fan. Seriously, I look at the screen, I'm like, God, is every Mets fan just an ugly weirdo? Or
I know. I'm telling you.
Like the best part was, and it was last Sunday, right? When you're watching it and the Mets are going to choke. I mean, you just knew it going into that game. And they bring Diaz in the 7th inning.
Down 4-0.
Down 4-0 to play the trumpet, Timmy T's trumpet. And all these Met fans are going crazy, clapping.
You're down 4.
You're down 4-0 in the 7th inning at home.
Well,
your season's about to end.
And that was the other thing, because like yesterday, we were talking about, like, I don't know, like the 7th or 8th inning, and I forget who they were bringing in. The Braves were bringing in as a pitcher thing. You think you can keep it locked down? I'm like, I don't give a shit. We're up.
Yeah.
He ain't going to score them points. Yeah, the only runs are going to come from their offense, and they're not doing shit.
Right.
How about that, though? Stop and think about it. Like, the Phillies actually kind of played small ball throughout the series with a couple home runs sprinkled in, and the Braves were relying on the long ball all series long.
Right. Good point, Mike.
Roger Ellis says no Philly. I don't
I need a little context to that.
Yeah, you need a little more contact to that one.
But no, Mike, to your point, this team did play a lot of good small ball. And like you said, you sprinkle in a lot of good homers. You had, like, again, Brandon Marsh come up huge in the 9-hole last night. Yesterday, you had so many guys.
Bryson Stott.
Bryce. How about Hoskins coming up huge? That that was a real good feeling for him. And Dies from the Pan Lions, checked in with me and Matty B the other night. And he said, "Was that like a Matt Stairs kind of home run?" I said, "Yeah."
It's funny you say that because I was thinking on the way home. I was talking to my wife. I was like, for the last 11 years or more, maybe even say since 2008. 2009, we've relived these moments, right? Yeah. The Matt Stairs home run, the Shane Victorino grand slam, Jimmy Rollins, starts off 2 games with a home run. Even if they don't win, JT and Bryce and Stott and Marsh and all these guys,
they've created new
memories. They've created new ones that are going down to live in infamy, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, and like again, and like I said, what I love about this team, if someone doesn't step up, okay, you thinking Nick Castellanos is going to have a great night the following. Okay, he's not stepping up, but someone else is. Somebody else is going to have a big night, and I love it. Like Bryson Stott on Friday came up huge. I mean, like again, small ball, and they're beating them. And again, when I looked at the series, I'm thinking, oh man, again, I was being a wet blanket. I'm like, oh man, the Braves are really going to take advantage in this small ballpark, and all the signs on paper were saying that. To me, we're saying this is going to be a Braves victory, and it wasn't. And it was actually the opposite. And I love what I saw. Like I said, you were going to tell me Austin Riley was going to go 0-7 for the next 2 days. I was going to laugh at you, but no, he did. He got shut up. So, but look.
Real quick, hold on. Okay. Mike, you want to take it off for we'll do our sponsors real quick.
Yeah, guys, if you guys get into any kind of trouble, especially being down at the stadiums, getting a little rowdy, welcoming in some Cowboy fans, make sure you call our boy David Cherry. You can reach him. Excuse me, at 610-565-0300. For workers' compensation, motor vehicle accidents, if a Cowboy fan just happens to get in your way while you're driving. Personal injury, like if you punch a Dallas fan and you hurt your hand on his head.
Yes.
And a criminal law.
I personally injured myself.
Criminal law. Make sure you give our guys, our boy David Cherry, tell him that Edge of Philly Sports sent you down there, and he'll definitely be taking care of you.
So, guys, again, PhillySportsTrips.com. Tell them Edge of Philly Sports sent you. I mean, look at these upcoming trips.
That guys, one's looking real good.
Houston's up next. If you guys want to have plans going to Houston, you got Colts coming up. But
somebody made a good point to me the other day. About that.
Yeah.
If they end up playing the Phillies win, they end up playing Houston in the World Series. That's a Thursday night game. There's a possibility if the schedules line up right, there could be 2 Houston Phillies games and a Houston Eagles game in Houston, like 1, 2, 3.
So you're telling us to bag up for Houston. So I like that. But like, guys,
I'm putting it out there. I thought that was pretty interesting thought.
For you guys who want to go to an Eagles and Giants game, you've never been at the MetLife Stadium, here's your chance. Only $325 will hook you up. And Mike here can allude to.
Yeah, I did. Me and Al did the DC trip, man.
I hear it is a party like no other.
Food is amazing, right?
Yes.
How many times? I mean, listen, and Mike, since that was your first one with Philly Sports Trips, we talk about it, and I tell you about it, and part of the back of your head has to go, well,
okay.
He's a sponsor.
I'll believe it when I see it, dude. I seen it. I'm actually taking my wife to the home tailgate for when they play the Packers.
Oh.
My wife Jamie's a Packers fan, so I'm taking her.
We won't hold that against her.
No, that's all right. She only likes them for a discount double check, but yeah. So
hey, Ron.
Yeah. So we're gonna take it, But if you guys get a chance to go do this, whether it's on the road with these sports trips on the road, they do have them at home as well at the Gatehouse right down in the Navy Yard. Definitely do it, man. It is worth the price of admission just to do it, and you get free parking down there.
You can't beat it. So, guys, if you're going to the Cowboys game tonight, man, go hang out with them, and, man, it's a good time.
This is where I will be tonight, hopefully. I mean, I was trying to get out there last weekend, but tonight we got to go to Dolan's. If you're around Delco area, you got to get to Dolan's. It's
24 East Sellers Avenue. I know it's hard to read on the screen. 24 East Sellers Avenue, right in Ridley Park. And I'm pretty sure that there will be Wolf's Food there and possibly PJ's Famous Wings. So there's a lot of good reasons to be there.
Cool. So, I mean, me and the wife will be going over there to watch the game probably midway through the second half games. we're probably going to be heading over there.
There you go. It's like a solar pecker. Just can't beat it. So anyway,
Dude, stop. Stop with the pecker references. Just stop. Look, coffee is not even halfway done. I'm half awake. I'm half beaten up from last night.
No offense, Mike, but that coffee could be finished, and you still would have been ready for that coffee.
Yeah, but still, I'm all beat up. And no, enough with the pecker comments.
But anyway, guys.
Pecker to no one, right?
But how about let's dive into something else here. How about let's dive into a hockey team?
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Yeah, a hockey team you've been burying all offseason. And I said, let's give them a chance to see what happens here. Yeah, no, this hockey team's playing pretty damn good.
And look, I think at the beginning of the game, John Tortorella walked into that locker room and he said in his press conference, he's like, "Do you hear that, guys? Do you hear that?" He's like, he pointed right at the assistant bank point. He's like, "That could be us. That could be us." He's like, "Listen, I know it's a long stretch from here."
Did you hear the ovation inside the Wells Fargo Center when the Phillies wrapped it up?
It was electric. I was at the Flyers, so I did a little bit of everything this weekend. I was at the Phillies game Friday. I went down to Xfinity Live yesterday, caught the Phillies game, and then we had tickets for the Flyers, but we held off. Didn't make it over till about 3 minutes left in the second period. But we got over there right as they officially announced that the Phillies had wrapped it up. And oh my God,
yeah,
it was awesome. It was
oh my God.
Our boy Joe Souza says, "Morning, guys. Amazing game yesterday. Also loved the old nemesis Freddie Freeman was the last out for the Dodgers. How about that?
Two series ended by Braves out. So there you go.
Yeah, so the Braves fans have nothing.
I like Freddie Freeman. I hate to admit that. If Freddie Freeman said, "Yeah, I'm going to the Phillies," like last year instead of the Dodgers, I'd be happy.
You would sign up.
He's just one of those guys that you hated, but you respected at the same time. Like Bryce Harper. People are like, "Oh, well, we hated Bryce Harper." Like I was talking about, like guys you had to root for that was hard because you used to like Jaromir Jagr. When he came to the Flyers, like it was really hard
to root for him because all them years in Pittsburgh, and you also look like But getting back to your Flyers,
man.
I should say my Flyers because you would torture them all off season about how they're going to be, But
you know me, as soon as something goes good, I'll be the first one in line.
I tell you, dude, your name.
I'm a flip flopper.
Yeah, yes,
and an idiot. But anyway,
and you got spring. He's got springs. Pat comes equipped with springs at the bottom of his feet, so he can hop on and off of bandwagons. Like this dude doesn't get like.
No, listen. I'll say Pat's defense, but Pat is your Philadelphia fan. Like, he is our representative. Like,
no, he don't represent me.
No. He's our representative based on what people expect from a Philadelphia fan. A team that like people are like. There's a break.
Oh, okay. So I see what you're saying. Yes. So it's like all the goofball. What the rest of the world thinks a Philadelphia fan is and what one actually is.
Yes,
gotcha.
That's why you guys are like, you got your yin to your yang. But like, I had people arguing with me at the Phillies game yesterday. They're like some Braves fans are like, you guys are booing your guys as soon as they throw a ball or they don't throw a strike or they let up a run. I'm like, we're not booing them, you morons. We're booing the situation.
Yeah.
We're booing the ump. We're booing everybody. We do boo our players. Don't get me wrong. We get on our players. We expect that they're getting paid that kind of money for them to perform. So, we're going to get upset with them. And if, they do something stupid, like, we don't sit there and say, "Oh, your guy got a DUI, but he tried hard."
But you know what's funny? I was walking through Reading Terminal Market on Friday, and there was a guy walking in Reading Terminal with all his Brave stuff on. And I felt so bad. He said, no, Flyers need to be sold. New owner, new coach, and generational talent. Shut up, boy. Anyway, it was really funny. The guy looked like he was kind of worried, like somebody was going to say something to him. So I walked by, I had my Phillies hat on or whatever. I said, "Hey, buddy, good luck." And he goes, "Hey, man, thanks." I was like, "Yeah," I said, "I didn't think you guys actually existed until now."
Wow.
And he started laughing. He goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm from Atlanta." He goes, "That scene down there was BS." He goes, "I have season tickets." He goes, "I can tell you this right now." He goes, "They don't sell out down there like that." He goes, "It's got to be a marquee matchup. It's got to be like you guys, the Mets. If y'all come to town," he said, "and it's mostly some of your fans coming into the stadium." He was
could hear the cheers during the Braves at the Braves.
That's what he said. He was like, "Dude," he goes, "I was at game 1 and 2." He said, and
they had $8 tickets left. Could you imagine?
$8 tickets here?
No. Yeah. Could you imagine just tickets being available? I have been checking my Phillies.com for the postseason tickets for as soon as they put up the NLCS tickets. I'm buying all three.
Mm-hmm.
I'm buying all three. I'm not, and maybe I go to all three, maybe I don't, but I'm buying them.
The NLCS sold out already. They went on sale the other day.
Yeah, they had the pre-sale. Did you get the email? Yeah, they did a pre-sale. So like, it's really annoying because honestly, it's something that pissed me off. I'm part of the email, like their Phillies email, and they send out, if you're part of their newsletter thing, you got one game. You couldn't buy all 3 games. You got a code, and you could buy one game up to 4 tickets for that one game. You couldn't buy like 2 for 2 and 2 for another. You had to buy one game up to 4 tickets. That's what went out. NLCS, as far as I know, has not gone on open public market yet. It probably is tomorrow, but I'm going to be checking every hour on the hour.
You can have that. I'm going to sit at home watching on my TV.
Right. So, but back to these Flyers, though. I mean, again, like John Torello said, he's like, that could be us. You know, he was really hyping up the Flyers in that locker room. Again, you know, this weekend, this past 2 games with the Flyers, they sell the Hughes brothers, Jack and Quinn, and you know, they, again, 5-2. Again, when that kid Alex Holtz got his first, you know, goal, I'm thinking, oh, here we go. It's going to be a long season. But no, the Flyers turn around, and TK has been on fire. I mean, he's got that quick wrister shot again. I mean, I haven't seen TK play this well since.
I haven't seen the Flyers with this jump in about 4 years.
Yeah,
like AV's first year.
Yeah,
AV's first year is when they had this jump. Like, you watch it, dude. The young kids are, and that's another thing too. Tortorella, as much as I shit canned him and didn't want him here.
Same. You and I were on the boat.
Because of what I seen him from before. Like, to me, it was kind of like I don't know. I kind of equate him as like the Buddy Ryan of NHL. You know, he's loud, he's brass, and I didn't want that here. I didn't feel you need that. But I'll tell you what, these young kids are responding to him. Ristolainen was looking good. You know, the first game. TK, as you said, he's back to doing what he's supposed to be doing. My whole thing is I need to see more from Kevin Hayes this year. Well, I know we had to give him mulligan from a year ago. I mean, he lost his brother. He battled injury. He wasn't himself. We paid you a top dollar contract to come here. Okay? Now you got to perform. And I think he will. Same thing with Cam, too.
Cam Atkinson. Yeah. Well, and you know, John Tortorella, you know, in his press conference, he goes, listen, we're down, guys. He's like, listen, I'm putting a lot on TK's shoulders. And TK is fitting the bill. He's like, all right, well, I can handle it. He's like, look, he's getting a lot of ice time. Look, they're executing on power play, you know, points. You know, they're doing a lot. So again, you know, look at it. You saw the opening on the TK. You saw Scott Lofton, you know, wide open. They're finding guys open and they're creating, you know, shots in the offensive zone. You saw the one from Morgan Frost, you know, off the face.
Yeah, about time, right? Like that's been a kid that I've been wanting for years now to get a decent shot. And I just felt like AV wasn't sold on him.
Right.
But I'm glad he's getting a shot.
Let me answer this question because I'll be honest with you. I tried watching the first Flyers game, but I wasn't paying $10 ESPN Plus to watch it. And then I, on top of it, could not watch it yesterday because I was at the game, of course.
Right.
So, as you guys know, big Flyers fan, enjoy the Flyers. Do you think part of this, like I said to you earlier, is a little bit of the like we talked about, the winning across the street, the winning in the Eagles, like kind of a little contagious? I think maybe more part of it might be is what do you got to lose mentality? Like this,
yes.
Now, if this team sucked, you're doing exactly what we expected you to do.
Exactly.
If this team didn't suck and actually put a decent season together, and you know, not getting ahead of ourselves, even maybe a playoff push or something like that, you know, you're way above where we expected you to be.
Right. I mean, and again, like I said, you know,
house money, I guess, is a type of situation.
Yeah. I mean, again, like you said, like there's nothing to lose with this team. What makes you the most dangerous animal out there because you have nothing to lose.
And you know what? And you can see Tortorella probably playing that card too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey man, nobody believes in us. Like, we don't care. Like, we're the only ones that believe in us. Like, you can see him kind of being that way too. And like I said, I have to take back, like, from what I heard, when I heard his first initial press conference, to me it looked like Tortorella's kind of calmed down with the wild, crazy antics. Now, granted,
yes,
that could come back out again if they lose 13 in a row, you know. Yeah, but, you know, to me, it seems like he's pushing the right buttons right now. And you got to give him credit. Like I said, he wasn't my choice to be the coach here. I thought he was a blowhard, but he's getting these guys to play. And if he's getting guys to play, we got to give him his due.
Yeah, and to piggyback what you're just saying, Mike, I agree with everything you said. Like again,
the John checking in.
What's up, John? You can check my Joe, the man of the Monday nights. You can check him out at 6 p.m. He'll be rocking hard tomorrow.
And
let's see the fire. Yeah,
and don't forget, he will be. Him and Uncle Mark
will be back with the old school.
We'll be back with the old school. It was supposed to start on Friday, but of course, they preempting it for a Phillies playoff run. It makes a little different story, but
so
they will be back, and I can't wait to see it. I'm super excited.
Dude, that's an awesome show.
Yeah,
that's an awesome show. I tune in. Like I watch Sully every Monday night anyway, but. Like when he does the old school show, man, oh my God, dude, it brings back so many memories.
Yeah, and it's a good thing. And I love his show.
And it's different. That's what I love about it. It's just something that people don't like. People talk about it, talk about old school things or compare.
But they don't go in depth the way they do, man.
I mean, his uncle, man, he wrote that one article already for us on EOPsports.com. Check it out about Buddy Ryan. And I'm like, oh, cool. I vaguely remember Buddy Ryan.
I remember Buddy.
But like, he went into the history. I'm talking early days.
Mark's good for that.
The Bears, the whole 9 yards before, and then
the
of
Jets.
course
with the Jets,
and then of course into post football life with him.
Yeah.
So it was well received by our fans. So I think you're going to start seeing a big push in that. And you know, kudos to the EOP fans out there. We got a lot of new ones over the last 48 hours. I mean, a lot of new ones. And all the old ones have been chiming in, so I want to thank you guys. You guys are makes doing this awesome.
Yeah, so but going back to your John Torello, again, Mike, you and I were in the same boat. When he came here, we're thinking, oh, this is going to be the same rashy guy. It's just another head coach coming through here. It's like you said, same blowhorn kind of head coach. He's going blah, 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 blah. But no, I think because he's gotten older, and I just think he's been around this game for so long, and he's seen all this, and he really looked into the culture. And look, one thing I could be happy with John Torello, and he's won me over because he's been honest. He's been honest from the jump. He goes, listen, I might not even be here when this thing gets really, really big. But he goes, I'm changing the culture in this. No captain. This is the first time I've seen it. He goes, get rid of the captain thing. He goes, no.
Good. I mean, because
who do you – right. This is a team. This is a team. He goes, listen, I'm not expecting this to go anyway. But, like, again, he's been honest. He goes, well, listen. And, again, like Al was saying, people could feel the atmosphere in South Philly. And he's pointing. He goes, back. He goes, that could be us. He goes, listen, it's going to be a long stretch, but that could be us. He's like, in all professional sports, it's not matter how it's on paper. It's matter how you win and getting the W's. And we're winning. So, again, they were down 2-0 yesterday. Tony DeAngelo getting his first points on a shorthanded goal. Again, wide open from the blue line. You had Scott Lofton get busy. Again, they were down 2-0. They're facing adversity. It looks like a Canucks W because Canucks got really hot in the second part of the season last year. But no, the Flyers picked up, and TK again, in positioning at the right place, we're getting the rebounds and making them pay the price. So again, but Mike, Steven Stamkos coming in here. So Ryan, I'll go with you. What do you feel? What do you feel? I mean, you were down at the barn.
You were down there, Ryan. So you tell us how did it look to you?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. At the moment when I was at the Wells Fargo Center, I was feeling a little drunk.
Right. I like how you said I was feeling a little drunk. Yes.
Well, that was probably most of Philadelphia yesterday.
I told Pat this when we had first started talking. I'm actually I'm more of a 3-for-4 kind of guy. I'm not a huge hockey guy, but I've actually committed myself. I'm going to follow the Flyers this year, so I'm just tuning in. So
Man, I'm actually credit. You pick one of the worst times. On paper, you picked one of the worst times to follow. But hey, what the hell, right?
Absolutely. So as of right now, I'm more of a student of the game, so I don't bring much in this realm.
Okay.
Be honest with you. So I think I'm going to throw it back to you guys.
Yeah. So look, I mean. Yeah, so like I said,
I'm just saying, how was the atmosphere down there?
Being that the Phillies were playing at the same time, it was not a sellout by any means. There was a lot of empty seats.
Yeah, I saw that. Pat, did you see the picture of that?
No.
Oh, dude, it looked like it was like high school teams playing.
The Flyers?
I would say at best like 35 to 40.
Listen, the only thing the Flyers could do right now is give like lower the ticket prices, leave the food prices alone because I know they're not going to change that. But makes the ticket prices affordable so people like us can grab our kids, bring them down. And because like I was talking to my wife, I said, I know the Flyers aren't going to be great this year, but I said, I've been trying to get one of each game with my kids, like each sport. And I just have to take my boys to a Flyers game this year to hit all 4 sports. I'm sorry, an Eagles game this year, which I will be taking them at one point. I'm not sure yet which one. But it's just like, if they were smart, they would lower these tickets and give me and everybody else a reason to want to come down. Guys like Ryan, like you just said, like, hey, I'm not a big Flyers fan, but I want to give them a chance. If anybody, not many people are going to want to say that this year. Just hearing us and other sports people talk about the Flyers, there's nothing that makes you go, I really want to see how these guys do. Like, there is nothing sexy about this Flyers team. There's nothing appealing about this Flyers team except now they're 2-0 and
they're playing.
But anybody's going to tell you, call me when they're 15 games in and tell me where they're at then. You know, let's be honest, they can go on a 10-game losing streak starting now. We don't know.
And again, you brought that up. I mean, you got Tampa Bay. I mean, now Tampa Bay just got thumped by the Pittsburgh Penguins. They got thumped.
Tampa's not the same team that they were. They're not.
You know, you got Stamkos still. You got Kucherov. I mean, they still got.
Yeah, but but didn't I think Victor Hedman left. He's not longer on that team. So I believe
you got old boy Brian Elliott between the pipes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
I mean, he got a ring last year. He was with them a year ago.
Yeah,
so I mean, but a lot of the teams that were really good a year ago are not good. Like Florida. Florida took a big step back this year.
I think a lot of good organizations they push a lot of their chips in, and knowing what happens. I've already seen rumors now that our hitting coach is being looked at by 4 or 5 teams for a possible head coach. So no matter what the Phillies do at the end of the season,
they're going to be different.
They're going to have to change, different people and have different, which could make a difference.
Right. So
we see everybody felt that way when the Eagles won.
Right.
And Reich went to Indianapolis because what's his face turned down the job.
Wouldn't that be funny if he ends up coming back next year as our offensive coordinator? Because I think Steichen's going to get a job.
Right. Yeah.
I think Steichen and Gannon both.
Yeah, the Eagles are going to get gutted of their.
They're going to get gutted this year.
So Mike, how do you feel about Tuesday? How do you feel about the Flyers rolling to Tampa?
They're going to Tampa, right?
They're going to Tampa.
They don't play well in Florida, so I would chalk that up as an L.
I mean, I could be with you.
That Florida swing, man, for some odd reason they get,
Right. So, like I said, I don't know. Like I said, I'm with you.
Derby gaming. Congrats, Phillies fans. Padres will be tough, but it's postseason. As of yesterday, proves anything can happen in the postseason.
I totally agree. So, I mean, to me, I'm going to take this Flyers team. I'm going to run with it. I'm going to see what they do. And look, I'm just going to chalk it up.
There's your boy.
Here goes Ryan Smith from the Sandpoo First podcast. You can check him out every Thursday night at 8 o'clock, 8:30. I'm not sure. Because according to Pat, there was going to be a 5-game today. Now it's an ugly feeling. Hey, shut up, Ryan.
Ryan, if you just tuned into the show, I already said Pat comes equipped with springs at the bottom of his feet for jumping on and off, so we don't get saddle sores from jumping on and off the bandwagon. I'm surprised he ain't got his Met colors on. Yeah, what's up with this Barney shirt today too? Like, what the hell, dude? It's Sunday.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling.
So you wear a bright purple shirt?
I'm feeling Blue Oyster happy.
You look Blue Oyster happy.
Really blue waffle at this point.
Yeah.
Something.
Don't Google
that. Hold on. I mean, like I said, I think the Flyers are going to continue this winning streak. I think they're going to again.
Do you think they're going to go down to Tampa and win down there?
Yeah,
God bless you.
No, because I mean, again, I know they just got thumped, and I know they're going to come out angry, but there's nothing against it. The way I've seen this Flyers team and the way they're positioning themselves. Look, I get it. There's still no identity to this team, but the way they're setting up and getting in the offensive zone and creating things, it's nice. It's nice to see this team and what they can do. And people are just like John Tortorella again at his press conference. He says we have no respect by the NHL, none. He's like, we got to earn it. He's like, it's going to, and we're going to keep on.
Well, I mean, listen, if that's what they got to do, but I mean, if you're just saying, just looking at it from a standpoint, it's a regular season game now. They're getting in it. The Flyers don't play well in Florida. It doesn't matter whether it's Tampa, whether it's Florida and Miami. They don't play well down there. They haven't won down there in God.
Right. But
I mean, I know there's maybe a time where they got to start, but I mean,
yeah, we'll see what happens. But Mike, I got to allude to you again. There's a lot of things that happened Saturday. We had the Flyers win, we had the Phillies win, but the college football team that you
Man,
and I
just shut up. I don't even want to go. James Franklin,
hold up.
James Franklin needs to be fired today.
Yes.
He needs to be fired today. Do not let him back on the bus. Do not let him back at Penn State. Rip up that 10-year contract and fire his ass. This dude sucks. Penn State will not ever win anything with this clown as their head coach. He does not know how to make adjustments. You were at number 5, Michigan. You were down 2 points at halftime. You do not make no adjustments, and you only score 3 points in the second half, knowing you got to go head-to-head with these guys. I know I feel bad for Manny Diaz because that defense was on the field damn near the first 20 minutes of the game. They were on the field. Because, again, it all comes back to James Franklin, Mr. Big Game, I disappear. Like, I'm sorry. This is why I told you. When it comes to Michigan, I was hoping. I'm sorry, dude. I've been.
I'm just saying. I agree. You've said nothing I don't agree with. I'm just enjoying the moment.
Yeah, like, dude, I got to go take a Franklin and flush a Franklin because that dude is the shits, and he needs to get out of Penn State. Like, where is the? I want the alumni to like really fire up. Like, get this dude out. He is non-existent. I'm tired of coming in third place behind Ohio State and Michigan. It's bullshit. Penn State's got just as enough alumni and fan base to compete with those guys. And every year, this dude comes up small when it comes to coaching. He's one and forever against Ohio State. You really think that team's going to beat Ohio State? Like, they can't beat Michigan. Like, I'm sorry. Like I said, I feel bad for Manny Diaz. He had that defense ready to play. That defense that score should have been 50-something to 17.
Wow. Well, Mike, I think I found my highlight.
I think Alabama fans are feeling that way right now.
Fuck them. Yeah. They should have lost to Texas.
Yeah. Well, I think I found my highlight reel of the show. But anyway, Mike,
that's cool. You can use it.
Now, Mike, listen.
He's signing off on this.
Yeah. But look, Mike, you came in here last week saying Michigan was frauds. But look, they are. But hold on. Penn State did have a good first half. They had trick plays. They had the fake.
We got a new as a head coach.
Sean Clifford had a nice first half. The defense came up in the first half.
Everything. Can we just stop with the Sean Clifford experience?
Hold on. But Michigan just ran the ball for 484 yards.
Yeah, because their defense was gassed. You had 30 minutes and a half. When your defense is on the field for 22 of the 30 minutes,
oh wow,
they're not going to be able to stop the run in the second half.
Right.
And that score at the end of the first half.
You're not going to be able to stop much at all.
No. And James Franklin, it all goes back to him. Yes. He does not know how to coach in big games. He shits the bed every year, and the dude needs to. You gave him a 10-year contract. Rip it up and let him go somewhere else.
And I'm glad Ryan Schmei's checked into this.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I never understood that contract. Like, they were afraid they were going to lose him.
Like, I don't care. I would have drove him. I would have drove him from Happy Valley to the USC one.
He got a contract extension. Jeez, there goes my throat again. But listen,
it's true. It's true. Well, if you stop deep throating hot dogs, you'd be all right.
Yeah.
What's up?
When's a good time? But anyway.
Go ahead, Brian. No, you always stepping on somebody.
What?
You have a guest, you don't even let him talk.
I am. He's going to want to talk. Yeah, Ron.
Shut up.
Is this a bad time to tell Mike who my team is?
Guys.
Hot right now.
Yeah, well, let's make him hotter. Let's make his nipples even a little bit more.
What, you're a Michigan fan?
No.
It's worse.
Who? Ohio State?
I am.
Oh, well, listen, if you're an Ohio State fan, I don't knock anybody who's an Ohio State fan. I got friends that are from Ohio that are huge Ohio State fans. Who you root for in college is who you root for. I'm just saying, this dude being at Penn State, like I said, he's not Coach Franklin. He's Coach Newton because he doesn't know how to coach.
James Fraud. That's what it is.
No, fraud. He can beat up on all these lesser teams, but every time he's got to play Michigan, Michigan State, or Ohio State, he shits the bed. And I don't know why we lose to Sparty.
Well, and to your point, like I said, I'm glad Ryan Smith's checked in the show. Well, because Ryan goes, he doesn't call the players. I said, what's he, a mascot? I mean, what's his job as a head coach? What does he do here? He's in charge of the team. Of jockstraps? I mean, what's he do?
And I'm sorry, and I'm sorry, I'm done with the Sean Clifford experiment. Get him the hell out, throw in Drew Allard, let him gel with these other freshmen that they have on this team. Let him get some continuity going.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell do we need a 6-year senior playing quarterback for what? So we can go to the I Don't Care Bowl on January 1st?
Right. I mean, I don't care.
Like, I'm being serious, man. Like, it gets frustrating being a Penn State fan. It really is, because every year when they line up to play Ohio State or Michigan or Sparty, Franklin's going to shit the bed, and that's it. And I'm sorry, yes, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear from Ryan Schmidt saying that he doesn't call the plays. He's the damn head coach. It goes through him before it goes in.
Right.
So it doesn't matter.
Yes,
Hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Matty B.
You can catch Matt every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. talking Philly, talking all 4-4.
Dude, that's the busiest man on EOP right there. That dude does a
Phillies, Flyers.
Yeah, fighting finals. And he's even going, listen, God bless his heart, dude. He's doing a Flyers post game every game.
I told him, I said, I guess it was good he did the Phillies one because
dude, he needs to get sponsored by like Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, yes, he does.
Yeah.
And yes, you can also check Clear the Ice, the Flyers final game or post game, which we are still lining up people for. If you guys want to join in, so we'll get over that later.
So Mike, is there any point? Should we even check into the Ohio State game, or you already checked out?
No, I'm going to watch it because one, it's the whiteout, and and they always play Ohio State tough. It's probably going to be the same thing as it usually is. It'll be a close game, and then Ohio State will fucking pull away at the end, and it'll be like a 13 to 17 point win for Ohio State. Because I'm not sold on them being really like they're going to move up. Which, by the way, I felt like, and you heard me say this, I felt like they got robbed earlier this year when they got knocked out of the second, the top. They got knocked down a peg and they didn't do anything.
Right.
So I think it was kind of justice. Like the top of the landscape of college football going to change. But yeah, Penn State will give them a game, but ultimately cream rises to the top. And
that's not us. So, James the Fraud Franklin did not deserve that contract extension. That was
he needs to be fired. He needs to. Like, how many more times can you lose to the top teams? Like, you're considered a top team in the Big Ten. Right. And it's only going to get harder because next year, guess who's coming to town? You got USC and UCLA are joining the Big Ten next year.
Oh, boy.
Okay, look at them right now. Both of these teams are in the top 10.
Right.
Or at least top 25. I think UCLA's top 25. But they're undefeated as well. Penn State, you were ranked number 10 in the nation. Guess what? They're going to fall back now. They're probably going to drop down to about 10 or 20. Between 10 and 20 somewhere.
The new projections have them sitting 13. I was actually just reading it.
Really? They got them sitting 13?
Yeah.
Wow. Who? Penn State?
Well, you got to remember USC also lost to Utah last night.
Oh, did they? I called that game too. Said that was going to happen. Paul, where's Paul Spencer? I told you that was going to happen. Y'all kept riding that train.
So again, like I said, a lot of crazy stuff. But look, I don't want to talk James Franklin because if I do, I'm going to choke myself with this microphone. But anyway,
that's like a Saturday night with you, ain't it?
I think I would just slide right in and out really easily.
Pat's the only person I know. Pat's the only person I know can stick a fucking foot-long hot dog down his throat and wouldn't have no gag reflex.
What's up with it?
That's what we call a Tuesday night with Pat Bernard.
Yeah, after midnight. Yeah. But anyway, listen, it's Dallas Day.
Hey, I was going to say, ain't there like a important game tonight somewhere?
But this is.
I mean, we've had a bunch of them.
What a time to be a Philly sports fan! Like, when the Eagles Cowboys Sunday night football, when we're sitting at 5-0, and it's like an afterthought of this.
Yeah, and
I'm telling you, it's been a little confusing. Like I don't know where like, and the worst part is you got Eagles green and Phillies red, and you look like a goddamn Christmas tree.
Or you look like a Jets and Bills fan.
Yeah.
Remember when they had the rush colors and they played each other?
Right. So, I mean, it's crazy because, again, we take care of the Braves. Yeah, we what do we call this? Hey, hold on. Wait, hold on.
I'm itching because I got to set your boy Dave Yarnold straight.
Hold on. Uh-oh. So this is what we called hate week or rivalry week. We took care of the Braves. We took care of the Devils. Can we do it against Dallas? And hold on. And I know a lot of people, and I checked. I'm with you. And I watched the We Done Boys 215 with Matt Klein, and Dave Arnold, and all those guys. Paul Spencer. Those guys were, they were scared, especially Matt Klein. Matt Klein does not want to face this Eagles team. He thinks there's just too much that the Eagles are going to throw at you. They got, he's afraid of that. Someone's going to go off, whether it be A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, or Devontae Smith. He said somebody's going to go off, and he's afraid of it. Granted, last week's Eagles game did not look so pretty, but again, I think the Eagles are going to come up huge tonight. Yeah.
Listen, man, this is Dallas. Like, this is what, like, a lot of people are saying, oh, well, they barely beat the Cardinals last week. The Cardinals are not a divisional game. Okay? Jalen Hurts has a rotten taste in his mouth. Go back and watch the interview that he did after the Minnesota game. Okay? His exact words were, last time I was on Monday Night Football, I didn't look so good, and I needed to atone for this. They played the Cowboys. Remember that game, Game 3 last year?
Right.
They were all paying.
Trying to forget it still.
No. I want to remember it because you remember they did the little where the Cowboys got up to the line of scrimmage, and right before they hiked, the whole line stood up and dropped back down, paying tribute to Staubach's. I think the Eagles need to pay a little tribute back to the 91 defense, right?
Wow.
Bring Seth Joyner out there and have somebody decleat it. I'm not worried about Dallas. This is what's killing me. And Dave Yarno, I'm talking to you, Cowboy Dave. I've listened to him now.
Yes.
Okay. He's got the Cowboys winning 27-24 was his original pick. I laugh like hell. You show me where the Dallas Cowboys this year have scored over 23 points. I'll wait.
They haven't touched 20.
No, they have.
Yep.
No. They won 20. 23's been their highest.
Yes, I mean.
So hold on. So he's saying 23. Now he kind of backtracked yesterday on the Patterson Avenue Fanatics. He's saying 24. All right, I got to literally put this in perspective. You look at the defenses or offenses that they've played, their top offense that they played against was the Washington Commanders at 19.
All right.
And these Dallas fans want to look at us and say, who have we played? You played Brady at home with a terrible offensive line. Granted, their defense only gave up 19 points. Your offense scored 3. Cooper Rush has been getting worse and worse every game. This is the best defense that Dallas offense is going to face.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm calling it right here as it is. I'm saying 24-10, and Dallas will be lucky if they get 10 points. The Eagles' offense is going – you know what happened to Penn State yesterday? Their defense being on the field way too long. That's what's going to happen to that Dallas defense tonight. They're going to be sucking wind by the second quarter.
I don't know, Mike.
No, go get a dog. Just look at the matchups, man.
I am, and the Cowboys are second in the league in sacks. You got to look out for Michael Parsons. You got to look out for, Diggs. I mean, Diggs got burnt last week by Cooper Rush, but
no. Do you know what you need to worry about on that offense? You need to worry about
Pollard.
Yeah, and that's only him breaking one. But you know what? I'm not worried about Pollard. They're averaging 2.4 yards a carry between him and Zeke.
Well, I think Zeke pulls his numbers down. I did an article on them on Friday, and I did some numbers. And here's my thing is, and the article was easily titled, "Can the Eagles overcome the Dallas defense?" And if you read my article, I don't exactly say yay or nay, but I think I kind of go with your score. I don't think the difference is Dallas has a really good defense, but
it's going to get tired.
A suboptimal offense. Eagles have both good defense and good offense.
Dude, Dallas Goedert is going to eat tonight. They don't have a linebacker. I'm sorry. Linebacker, listen, Anthony Barr's not going to be able to stick him. What's his name? Vanderhurt?
Yeah.
Yeah, Vanderhurt, because he's always hurt. All right, they call him the Wolf Hunter. He's more the IR hunter to me.
Wow.
Yo, dude, he's a stiff. All right, he should have continued playing 7-on-7.
The one thing the Eagles I did mention have to overcome is second half offense.
Yeah.
Here's the numbers. I went through this. I did the math myself. In 5 games, they've scored 29 points in the second half compared to 106 points in the first half, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's 21.2 points per game average in the first half and 5.8 in the second half.
I agree with you. They do.
This is where the team needs to continue to grow. And this is why I'm not afraid of that not happening because of how they think. They are 5-0. They have every chance to pound their chest. But at the same time, you have to look back in the standings. You got 2 division rivals who are right on the heels of you. If we lose today, we are no longer in first. Well, yeah, we're no longer in first place because technically the Cowboys will have more divisional wins.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're not in first place, and we could either be tied with the Giants. Actually, no. Yeah, we'll be tied with the Giants. If they win or one ahead of them if they lose today. So, I mean, my point is, it's not like we're 5-0 and everybody else is like, we're down we thought was going to be after Dak went down. That didn't happen that way.
Yeah, I kind of, and, I kind of told some of the Eagle fans to, kind of pump your brakes when it came to this because I wanted to make sure that, I wanted to, I kind of told our fan base to pump your brakes because, it was going to be, Dallas wasn't going to be just going to give up. Like they were going to run the ball. But if you're taking a look at the offensive lines Dallas has played. They played Tampa, who didn't really have anything, but Dallas got smoked in that game. Yeah. Okay. Then they played Cincinnati, who's got a really bad offensive line. Okay. And they barely won that game. I mean, if there was 3 minutes more to go in that game, if that game would have went 63 minutes instead of 60, Dallas would have lost that game because Joe Burrow was starting to get into a rhythm. Okay. Then they played Washington. Okay. Again, their defense bailed them out in that game, but their offense, to me, it comes down to line play. And I'm sorry. I will look Dave in the eye. I will look every other Cowboy fan, a delusional Cowboy fan, in the eye and tell you, you are not as good as the Eagles on either line. Plain and simple. And that good defense you have, guess what? You got to go up against a good offensive line. DeMarcus Lawrence, meet Lane Johnson. Oh, I'm sorry. You know Lane Johnson because he shuts you down every game you play.
Yeah.
I think that was great.
They're going to be putting everything to the left side because whoever starts, if it's Driscoll, if it's Mailata, I know they pulled Dillard off the injured reserve list.
Yeah, like he's ready to go too.
So they're going to probably push them because they're not 100% on that side no matter what. My point is, like you in my article, I said the same thing. They played, or I'll say this current without including the first game against Tampa Bay. The 4 wins they have, they played either 2 teams that aren't that good, or they played 2 teams with identity crisis that should be good.
Yeah, they don't have the
Bengals,
the Bengals and the Rams.
Yeah,
their offensive lines are horrible.
Talk about a crapshoot, like trying to pick them with those teams every week. They should have. They should be. Their defense is very good too. They should have handled Dallas just fine. And either they looked past them or it was just whatever it is.
And here's the thing, and guys and I love Dave, I really do. And I'm not saying he shouldn't be optimistic for this game. No, he should. I mean, his team's playing good ball.
This team this game could go the other way if either the Eagles don't play well, or don't look past them, or they figure a way of keeping Jalen Hurts as a pocket passer, and their stud cornerbacks can do their job. I mean, the problem is this would be the most. I mean, not that Cooper Kupp and all them, but think about it. You're gonna have somebody. You're gonna say Diggs on AJ Brown, right? And then who's gonna? And then
no, Diggs. Here's the thing I found out about Dallas: their corners don't foul a receiver; they stick to one side of the field. So it could be Diggs against Brown one play, and then come back and be Diggs against Smith the next play. You know what I'm saying? So, that's how they roll. They keep their DB stay to one side of the field.
And guys, I hate to break it to you. I love Micah Parsons. I think he's a great player. But he can't play the entire field.
No, he can't. And he's playing with a pulled groin.
Yeah, I was just
that's actually
reading that they're very concerned about his health. And he may be on a little bit of a limited playing time.
Yeah, he's going to be limited at best. I'm pretty sure he's going to give it a go. And I love Micah Parsons.
There's no way they're not running him out there Sunday Night Football.
No. But
and I also think the fact that one thing Diggs and them do, they tend to he goes for the long
he goes for the interception,
which is great. And when he gets it, and you kind of you live by the home run, you die by the home run. Well, but here's the one thing is Hurts isn't giving up that many plays.
Right.
So.
And one thing to go with that point about Diggs, one thing you look at when he's got to go against a physical receiver, aka Brandon Ayuk, okay, every time he goes up against a physical wide receiver, Diggs doesn't play well. If you have a receiver that's going to fight for the ball on his side, he does not have a good game.
Well, let me ask you, Ryan, what do you think about this Cooper Rush? You think this is, he's got 4 TDs, he's got 0 interceptions. Do you think
I think he might be Andy Dalton?
He might look like.
Listen, I think he's a I think he's a backup quarterback. What do backup quarterbacks do? They back up the quarterback when they can't play. Teddy Bridgewater has done it. When what's it from New Orleans went down with his face. Drew Brees went down, and and then these guys go get these contracts. Hey, listen, I'm going to get a lot of flack for this one, but Nick Foles, man, what has he done? What has he done since 2017?
Right. You know what Cooper Rush is? He's doing just enough right now to get himself a 4-year, $75-80 million deal from someone like Houston Texans, Chicago Bears. That's what he's doing right now. He's going to get himself a nice little contract, assuming that the Cowboys don't ride out with him and they go back to Dak Prescott eventually.
Did they officially announce him as a starter yet?
For tonight?
Yeah.
As of 6 hours ago, Dak Prescott is most likely not suiting.
Okay.
That's all that's I've heard. Yeah, so
I know they kept saying, I was doing my comparison, and it was like, there's no way you don't run with Cooper Rush right now. If he's not 100%, you're just putting him. You're going to put out there against a very physical Eagles defense. You're just asking for him to end his season if you keep that up.
Now, I wouldn't be shocked at all if at maybe like 4 o'clock we hear, "Hey, Dak Prescott's good to go. He's starting for the." That'd be the most Jerry Jones thing to do.
I don't care. I don't care if it's Rush or Dookie Dak. I don't care less. Listen. Here's one thing, Cowboys.
I just hope that you're on Zeke Elliott more than Tony Pollard, because I just feel like Zeke Elliott is just, he's a blast from the past. Here's
the thing, dude. They got to run the ball.
He's playing yogurt.
Yeah. Well, we know that Cooper Rush, he'll go to CD Land. That's a security blanket. Matter of fact, they had on NFL.com that CD Lamb is actually getting more touches from Cooper Rush than he has from Dak. So, are you guys just a little worried about that being a security blanket? I mean, or what?
No, I mean we got Bradbury, we got Bradbury, Johnson, Bradbury, Johnson, Slay. I mean, you have a good secondary. Avonte Maddox is due back this week,
so they're gonna make them force them run the ball.
So I mean, I'm not worried about the receivers. The receivers, I mean, they got good wide receivers. They're good. Like, they're not great anymore. And like them trading or letting go of Amari Cooper was the stupidest thing they could have ever done. And I'll tell you this right now, and I'll tell you another person too, is
my man Sean Klein. I haven't seen him since high school. What's up? First of all,
but
I don't think so.
Yeah, I disagree.
I mean, the way the Green Bay's playing, listen, there's a lot of time between now and then. They could get things together, but even the great Aaron Rodgers doesn't look.
My man Sean. So
I called Birds Huddle the other day with Barrett Brooks, and he said something interesting. If you look down the Eagles' schedule, I'm not saying they will go undefeated, but theoretically, this team
has the ability to
and should go undefeated. There's not a single game that I look at when I look at the schedule now through week 18.
They may lose that one.
Well, listen, you're going to see there's always that letdown game. Every team has that letdown. And it's going to be like against Houston on a Thursday night. Now they're going to be coming off a bye, so they won't have to worry about being a short week or anything. But like it could be like against a team that you're not expecting. Houston, Indy, a team that's playing well. Like look at the Cards game last week. The Cards are a good. They have ability to be a good team, but they're not a good team right now. But that's how games are going to be played. Like I always have to remind people, we are not going to win every game by 12 points or more. Like you're not going to do that. Like it's not how it works.
But I mean,
but there should be a letdown game at one point, or if they, of course, lock it up.
Yeah.
The last game or two, they might not just
care.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but to me though, I think that back to Cooper Rush, I don't think he cares. He's going to try to do everything he can to win this game because look what's the stand in front of the Eagles at 5-0. Again, people, say what you want, but they took care of 2 Super Bowl contenders from last year. They took care of 2 divisional games. But now this is the cream of the crop for them. And Cooper Rush, like Ryan was saying, if he could go by and get past this squad, there's going to be that leash.
Paul brings up a good point here too.
Yeah, they get to the leash. That leash is now tightened between Dak and him for that starting job. If he,
I don't think so. No,
I don't know. I mean,
dude, they're paying Dak $40 million a year. Dude, he's the starting quarterback.
Here goes Paul Spencer. You could check him out every Tuesday night at 10 o'clock on the Outbox talking UFC, and at 8:30 talking Cowboys football. He goes Cooper Rush. I'm sorry, I lost there. What did he say?
He said he's a vanilla manager. He is a Trent Dilfer. Manage the game to win and let the defense keep you close.
That's what I'm saying.
Hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah, he did. And
a Cowboys fan with sense.
Yes. There's not many out
believe
there.
It or not, him and Matt Klein, when I watched that show, and I do because they are funny. Like, they got to, kind of reel Dave back in. So
the reality,
and it's kind of funny because, Dave is a super fan. And I love, wow.
You can have that job.
Yeah. So,
but it's good.
Rush is a modern day AJ Feely. Wow.
Oh, you know what? He's not lying.
Yeah, the Eagles are coming to me. Cooper Rush had to make more than what he's used.
Listen, all I know is this. I know last time Hassan Reddick year played the Dallas Cowboys, he had nobody on the on the opposite of him, and he sacked Dak Prescott 3 times. You got to let Hassan Reddick eat tonight. That offensive line is shit.
Wow. So
All right. So I have a quick couple. I know this is a little off topic, but I have to ask you guys this question.
Mhm.
I have a really good fantasy team that's just riddled with injuries now.
Okay.
And now also have some. So I have a couple questions. So the panel, I'll let you guys.
Where's Vinny DeFelice?
I'm gonna have all three of you guys answer each pick. You tell me what, and then I'll go with whatever the top.
Oh
pick
hell no!
is.
You ain't blaming me for the.
Oh, that's exactly what I'm doing here.
No,
I got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my quarterback is Pat Mahomes. Right now, normally is Pat Mahomes, but he's playing Buffalo. Do I start Aaron Rodgers against the New York Jets today?
No.
Normally, you would say yes, but I feel like it's a no. But go ahead.
I rock with Pat Mahomes.
Okay.
Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, Pat Mahomes.
All
That
right.
game's going to be over.
All right,
That Bills defense is good, but
No, that
Pat Mahomes is
That's all we
still
know
Pat
is
Mahomes.
Cooper Kupp is playing today. He's questionable, but they're playing against the Panthers, which is usually should be an easy game for him. I have a feeling they're going to keep him down. You know, the receptions are going to be minimal for him. Tyreek Hill, they got a 7th round pick taking the helm as quarterback. Is their number 3 quarterback to start. Tyreek Hill has actually been kind of a little injured here and there.
Mhm.
Did well last week considering how injured he was. Do I run with him? Actually,
Who's your backup?
that's what I'm trying to find out right now. Because
Yeah.
wide receiver wise, I don't have much left because the other guys, I could move Kirk into that position and then put like Kyle Pitts into my.
No,
Pitts?
you.
I know that's my problem.
Pitts.
You
Pitts
see what
has
I'm
got-
dealing with.
Pitts has got a tough matchup. They
My
play
other
the
running
Niners.
back I could have put in as a flex. He's out. He's not playing this week. He's a bye for Las Vegas.
I look at Tyreek Hill the same way I look at Justin Jefferson and Stephon Diggs in fantasy. You're never going to go wrong if you start him, regardless of if he's a little banged up. Once he gets that ball in his hands.
So you guys think the best bet I have of my lineup is Pat Mahomes, Mostert because I have Sid Jacobs, Hunt, Kupp, Hill, Ertz is my tight end, Christian Kirk, who they're playing Indy, which Indy doesn't know how to beat Jacksonville for whatever reason. Bengals defense against the New Orleans because I didn't want to put the Bills up against Kansas City. I feel like the points were just going to be too low on that one. And McPherson as my kicker. My best bet right now.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I could play Aaron Rodgers. My other quarterbacks, I'm just not
Yeah, I
gonna
wouldn't
toss.
start
No.
Aaron. He's got a bad thumb.
Yeah.
He's got a bad thumb, and I think the Jets are going to keep that game close.
Yes. I think.
I-
All right, how about the kicker? Do I look McPherson going against the Saints or they go with Gay going against Carolina?
Gay going against Carolina
against Carolina.
Okay.
because the Rams are going to score like a ton.
So look, I love it, Al. I love the fantasy questions.
How is it? I don't know who wants to hear about fantasy.
No, that's fine.
I need a panel.
Yes, that's fine. You know, whip it out, ask us away. But anyway, listen.
Whoa.
No, I'm sorry.
Wrong show, guys.
Oh yeah. Sorry, that's my Blue Oyster show.
That's a whole
Yeah.
show.
But anyway, before we get out of here, we do have another team. Again, we got the Cowboys today, and on Tuesday, we get to see the Boston Celtics up in Boston because the 76ers will be starting. And then I did some research.
I need to quit my job.
Yeah.
Like I just need to quit and watch sports all day long.
Yes. This is
Like
this
that's
is-
what
this
right
is the
now. Like
month.
this
I'm in.
October.
This is.
I'm
this
just like let's just quit our job.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the
You
month.
should get the whole month of October
Yes,
off.
yes. October and April are the best times for sports. But anyway, again, I looked at Boston and I went on their network, and they are afraid of the Sixers. They feel the Sixers are the biggest threat to them to take over the East. So, guys, I mean, what are you guys expecting from this game? And I think the Sixers are going to go off. I mean, again, they upgraded the bench. They've looked really good in the preseason. So, Ryan, you got the Sixer hoodie on.
Yes, I do.
I'm going to start with you. How do you feel? I want to. Yeah, how do you feel?
You got new acquisitions. You got Daniel House, obviously PJ Tucker, Montrezl Harrell, which is, I think, and my buddy Brandon always attends to this, that is such an underrated signing.
Montrezl Harrell.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's very
And the
underrated.
Anthony Melton one, I still think doesn't get enough love.
I agree with that as well. I expect a very good year out of the Sixers here. I'm hoping for a top 3 seed. If we can get anywhere in 1 to 3, that'd be fantastic. And I think this might be the year. This might be the year that they get over that Eastern Conference hump and make it to the finals. I'm not going to say they're going to win it all, but I do expect them to play all the way into June.
Wow. Mike?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Ryan, especially with all the signings they made. You also see the commitment from Harden.
Oh, absolutely. He looks great.
Yeah,
He looks great.
like he doesn't.
That fat suit's going to stay in the closet.
Yeah. I mean, he looks good. And it looks like right now that like the Sixers actually got a steal because you look at Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is shooting air balls up in Brooklyn.
Woo-hoo.
You know, and
did you see they were trying to talk about how strong the wind was when he shot that shot during that little fan session thing they were having when he had the air ball? They're, there was 11-mile-an-hour winds heading southwest, and that is the exact way that the ball went. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
He stinks.
Yeah.
Wow.
I saw the preseason game when they played him. Like, he looked like Ben. I said
that turnaround jumper was.
I said that the best part about this is Ben Simmons is everything we told you that it was going to be, and we were able to get something out of the deal from him.
Yeah, and the best part is like now Nets fans are like, dude, can we just get rid of this guy? Like Nets fans want to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Like so, I mean, I look at it. Listen, it's going to be. I'm glad.
Totally agree with you, Mike.
100% agree with you, Mike. This is a very big year for Tyrese Maxey.
Listen, if he continues to move forward like this, the Sixers going to be a hard out. They're going to be hard out, man. And I'll tell you what, Boston should be scared. Boston should be scared. You know, I think and I people are forgetting about Milwaukee too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel Milwaukee's going to be there. Like, you know, they get back all their people.
So Milwaukee's enjoyed like this, what now? Coming up on 4 years of kind of being the top team in one of the top teams in the East.
Yeah.
I think this might be the year you see them take a step back. It always happens with a team with an absolute superstar on it, obviously, which they have in Giannis. I think this is the year that you maybe see them fall back a little. Maybe they're a 5-6 seed when the season's all said and done. I know that's that may sound a little off the wall. Look at you.
What?
Look at you. White
Sunday morning. Sunday morning.
It's Dallas week, right? It's Cowboys week.
Let's need some salsa water. So anyway,
That's what the other part of it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Cheers. It's
I love it. I think it's great. Good for you, Pat. I'm glad you were the first one to do it because now I can get less yelled at when I do it now.
Yes. Well, hello. I'm here for a good time. But anyway,
Hold up.
what?
A White Claw, really?
I'm thirsty,
I
Mike.
said, Mike, don't bash the claw.
Yeah, I am.
Oh,
Are you going to put your hair up in a man bun
As a
too?
diabetic, they come in handy quite often.
Well, look, I'm diabetic. If I'm
Let
going
me
to
tell
die
you
as a beer.
something
Oh yeah.
about a seltzer. So just giving a little love to a local business, Stateside Vodka.
Mhm.
They have these Stateside seltzers, and I tried one at Xfinity, which they got me for $12.50 yesterday because nothing's cheap at Xfinity
Jeez,
Live.
No.
I didn't regret it. This thing tasted like an orange Gatorade with a little sparkle to it. And
Wow.
it was pretty
All
good.
right, so we'll try that. But
By the way,
really,
so I'm going to be calling them. They'll be paying for that plug.
no, really, White Claw.
Yeah, well, look,
Well, it goes. I should
Listen,
figure it goes with the purple shirt.
I can't make fun
I
of them.
love you. You love me. But God,
I can't make fun of them for the claws. I mean, I used to make fun of people all the time, but listen, if I'm going to be drinking a lot, I got to mix them in. I'll still have a beer, don't get me wrong. I had 3 Bud Lights yesterday, but like overall, if I'm at
So hold on. So you get the Claw to kind of be like your water.
kind of like I'm going to drink alcohol, but if I'm going to be drinking a lot, I need to kind of balance it out.
So that's like you drink. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like he would drink all this. Ugh.
Listen, there's been
But anyway.
times. Listen, my wife goes, "I'm gonna go to the store. Do you want me to get?" I'm like, "Just get whatever you're gonna get, and I'll drink along with you." Like, yes, there's been times I just drank that because you know what? I used to be addicted to Natter Days. Yes, I said it. That's the most Delco statement you'll ever hear in your life. I was addicted to Natter Days,
Yeah.
and that stuff's like drinking like a bucket of sugar. I think that's why my pancreas finally said, "That dude, you're done.
wow.
I'm off."
So what did the guy Mike say about the backcourt? Sorry, Al. He goes,
Max and Hardy's backcourt, both
Both
averaging
averaging.
18 to 19 points, Harden 20 to 24 points, 9 assists. The backcourt is going to cause problems.
I think they are, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm liking where the Sixers are sitting right now.
I'm liking where Phillies. Think about it. Not getting ahead of the game or anything, but the Phillies are one of 4 teams at this point now that are going to be able to make a World Series, become a World Series champion.
I couldn't wrap my head around it last night.
Yeah.
We are a top 4 team in
The
baseball.
Eagles right now, as of right this second, are the best team in the entire NFL
Mhm.
by record. Right. The Sixers are poised to be, on paper, top team in the East, if not in the
Mhm.
NBA. And the Flyers are doing well. I mean, honestly,
And
we could be like kind of like Tampa Bay was the last couple of years. We could be championship city over here
And don't forget the Union.
And don't,
Oh,
they
yeah,
got
yeah,
first
the
round bye. And
The Wings have a great lineup too.
yeah, I mean,
I'm stoked for that. Like I love going to Wings games. I think Wings lacrosse is fucking great.
First sport I ever covered in a press box.
Oh my god!
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yo, and
Yeah.
it's so cool. Like if you've never been to a Wings game, you got to go to one.
No, I'm sorry, I can't say the
I've
first.
been-
This is my second. I did the
I used to
I
go
did
all the
the
time when
arena
the
team.
gates. I used to.
Sol was the first team I ever covered in a press
They
box.
used to be so fun too.
Yeah, it was a good time to go. That's where I met a lot of the guys we work with today. But no, I mean, it's an experience. They really stacked their roster this year. They have they went out. I know normally for all you lacrosse heads that follow us, you're used to seeing at 9:00 all lacrosse all the time. Because of the Eagles game, they're taking this week off, but they will be back. And actually, I might be having Gary call in to one of the shows this week to kind of give us a little Wings preview. Of,
Cool. I want them to.
I'm telling you, guys, it is a great time to take. I always used to say, going to a Reading Phillies game, an Iron Pigs game. But
Never did that. I want to go.
They're not. They're. You can get front. You can act like a king for $12 a ticket. You can get right there on the line. You're right in the midst of the action for next to nothing.
Right.
But there are also, if you don't live in this area, the Delco area, it's at least an hour away. You can go to a lacrosse game right down at the same place you watch the Flyers and Sixers play, and get great seats, great tickets. They're real cheap. They have great family packages. You can do that. Same thing with the Union. Take them in, guys. I mean, it is. I feel like I'm just not a big soccer guy personally, but
right.
But
Gus and Austin are, and they're pumped. They're excited, and they do a great job on Thursday nights. But yeah, it's exciting to see where the city is going. I mean, I don't know if we deserve this or not, but I'm enjoying it while it lasts. But back to the Sixers team, man. I mean, again, this is going to be great. Sixers, Boston, opening night.
What more could you ask for?
What?
A rivalry renewed, man.
And then don't forget Christmas. You got the New Year's and the Christmas game. You got the Sixers on Christmas, not New Year's. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. You have the Eagles on Christmas Eve, and you have the Sixers on Christmas Day. So, yeah,
that's when the gobbler over here.
It's like Christmas is turning into Thanksgiving when you have all these sports on.
Yes, and they're playing well. So again, guys, keep it going. So, how do you predict the Sixers and Celtics game, Mike?
I'm going to say 110, 105. I think the Sixers get a win up there in Beantown.
And how they do it? Who's going to come up big?
I'm going to go with James Harden.
It's a good call.
I'm going to go with Harden.
Wow.
I think he's going to come out firing.
So do I.
Just like he did when he first came here. He's just going to come out firing. He's got something to prove.
Right.
I think it's going to be. I think it's funny. It's usually the Embiid show, but I think it's going to be the Harden Maxey show on against Boston. And Embiid's just going to be there just to fucking destroy them.
Yeah.
How about that? I just
go.
saw a stat that just went by up on the ticker there. It says Phillies 87 wins. It's the lowest win total to get to an LCS since 2008.
Yep.
Tampa Bay did it.
Yep.
Uh-oh. I'm telling you. I got that. I said on Twitter.
How do you not have that vibe? And I don't want anybody else to go, oh, you're going to jinx it. Listen.
I had a 93 vibe going into this.
We only have to beat 2 teams of the 3 that are left, right? We got to beat 2 of them. We've beaten the Padres. We can play against the Padres. So, and then anybody else comes after that, I'm not afraid of.
No, not at all. So how about you, Ryan? What are you feeling? I mean, Sixers landscape. I mean, so I'll go back to the Sixers. How do you feel? How they going to do it tomorrow?
So let's take the better's perspective real quick. Right now, the line is in Boston's favor. They're 3-point favorites. I like the Sixers plus the 3. I think the game goes over regardless of what that is.
Mm-hmm.
And let's put ourselves in the time machine real quick and do a little bit more broad perspective outside of the Sixers. Let's fast forward to next Sunday. I think we'll be looking at a 6-0 Eagles team. I think we'll be looking at a Phillies team that is up 3-1 in the series.
Nice. I like what this guy's saying. I like the cut of your jib, sir.
Yeah, and I think we'll be looking at a 3-0 Sixers team who will beat the Celtics, the Bucks, and the Spurs.
Wow. That's a tall order.
Tall order. I would have said 2-1 maybe, but yeah, 3. I'll take the 3-0. Take that in a heartbeat.
By the way, they are 3-point favorites on Thursday against the Bucks.
Wow. So, and now, like I said, what do you think about the bench, though? It's definitely imploding and, upgraded. So, How's this going to provide in this Tuesday's game against the Boston Celtics?
I mean, it's only going to help. And I mean, there's a lot going on in Boston, just even off the court as far as basketball. There's distraction. Look at the Ime Udoka. That's going to be huge. So, Sixers bench plays obviously greatly improved. Anthony Melton, Montrezl Harrell, Daniel House. I mean, I was a little upset to see Isaiah Joe go. And it kind of proves Doc Rivers really doesn't like young guys.
Right.
And that's something that we've heard for a little while now. But, our bench is obviously going to help us. Anytime you improve your bench, it can't hurt you.
So, like I said, and you and I, Mike, talked about this in the summer. This is what they needed. Improving the bench, it was the key piece that they needed. Granted, again, this cuts, Korkmaz's time and the Shake Milton's time. That cuts that all down.
I don't care.
For the rotation. So,
if you're cutting them down, that means you're getting a lot of better players in front of them.
That's what I'm saying.
That's been the problem with the Sixers. You have this top level players starting, and then when Doc would put in the next four guys to give everybody else
Korkmaz, Shake Milton,
you're dropping off significantly. Yeah. If you're sprinkling in a Korkmaz here and there or Shake Milton, that's the best. That's a good problem to have. Right. The other way around, the fact that you can go to a House, you can go to a D'Anthony Melton, you can go to a Harold. Like, you have those abilities. This is the best problem we've had in the last 5 years as a Sixers fan. And
so, look, man, let's get it going. So, guys, before we get out of here, let's go over the sponsors real fast.
Dolan's Bar. I may be gracing that place with my presence this evening.
Did you say greasing or gracing?
Greasing.
Okay.
No, Pat does all the greasing.
Okay.
So I'm doing Dolan's Bar, 24 East Sellers Avenue in Ridley Park. Guys, come on out. It's a great time there. And I'm looking forward to going out there today. So if you're going to the game tonight, just in case, workers' compensation, like if you work it there and you slip and fall, you want to call our guy, David Terry. It's 610-565-0300. Motor vehicle injury, motor vehicle accident. So if you see a Cowboys fan, you accidentally run them over, you're covered.
I don't know if I think it goes under more criminal law, but go ahead.
Yes.
Personal injury, if you should happen to break your hand off in a Cowboys fan's face, that's, you got to give our boy Dave Cherry a call.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and guys, PhillySportsTrips.com. Go tell them we sent you. Tell them the Philly Sports sent you. Again, big trip coming up in, around Christmas time. You guys go to New York. This is the best I'm telling you. I'm like I said, Mike alluded to it earlier. $325 takes care of a lot of good times. And a lot of good memories. So anyway, guys,
don't forget too, they have the home tailgates as well.
Yeah, home tailgates. Go check that out. So real fast before we get out, I got to ask everyone around the table because I'm going to be asking everyone on social media your favorite Eagles Cowboys memory, and I'll start with mine. So this goes back to my wife and her uncle are big time Cowboys fans. So the first time I ever had Thanksgiving dinner with them is when Mark Sanchez came in. So the Cowboys scored first. Everyone's in the household celebrating everything, and then Sanchez goes off and he beats them down with Riley Cooper. So anyway, the Eagles go off, and my wife and my uncle just they smothered into the leather couch. They couldn't get off. They were just watching their team get beat. And I'm sitting there, stuffing my face, laughing at them, all sorts of stuff. I'm like, where's your pump? What happened? What's going on? But, yeah, that was one of my favorite times to watch this rivalry. So, Mike, I'll go to or Ryan, you want to go? What's your favorite moment about this rivalry?
It's hard to pinpoint one game. It's been a rough couple of years for us against the Cowboys. And unfortunately, usually one of them games falls into a week where it doesn't really matter. Mm-hmm. And they're not playing for seeding. We're not playing for a playoff spot or anything like that. Just the whole ambiance of the rivalry, especially the first matchup of the season. It's nice to actually have the first Eagles-Cowboys matchup of the season in Philly for once, because it's traditionally usually in Dallas.
Yeah, you're right.
And just the whole ambiance. I mean, it's a whole different feel around the city. Everyone's ready for it. Phillies are the Phillies' little miraculous run is taken away from it, unfortunately. So I don't have a moment in history that stands out to me necessarily, but
just
the whole idea of it. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, look, you and I have talked that the Buddy Ryan and the Jim Johnson. How about them Cowboys? I mean, it goes back. This rivalry goes back some. I mean, it always gets chippy no matter what. I mean, we've had some good battles with them. So, Mike, what about you?
I'll go with a recent memory, not so recent, about 14 years ago. It was winning, get in, came down, Eagles, Cowboys, last game of the year. Everything aligned for the Eagles that day. They needed like 4 teams to lose. All 4 teams that needed to lose and be out of the way were out of the way. All they had to do was beat the Cowboys, and the Cowboys had to beat the Eagles.
Right.
That day, the Eagles destroyed them. It wasn't close. It was 44-6. Tony Romo looked every bit as human. The great late Marion Barber, who played for the Cowboys, he fumbled where Jusilio Hansen picked it up and ran it 90-some yards back for a touchdown. Chris Clemens picked up a fumble from Tony Romo, ran it back. And to be honest with you, I'm getting that same feeling and vibe for tonight's game that I had back for that game.
Really?
And I'm not saying that the Cowboys or the Eagles are going to come out and smoke the Cowboys. I just feel like we knew going into that game that we were going to win.
Right.
And that's what I'm feeling tonight. I'm feeling that the Eagles are they're the better team. And they're the better team, and I think they're going to assert themselves as the better team tonight. And like he said, I believe we're going to be sitting at 6-0 going into our bye week. And we're going to be looking real good.
Yeah.
How about you, Al?
This week has a lot of remnants of what I felt one of my favorite Dallas moments was 2008 World Series. We all remember that. But in 2008, the Eagles had an amazing game at the end of the. Remember, they needed a lot of chips to fall into place.
Yeah, same thing. I was there.
Yep. Well, they ended up winning 44-6. They destroyed Dallas and they made it into the playoffs. And they made a hell of a run. I think the NFC Championship.
Yeah, so when we
game.
lost to the Cardinals.
Yep. So that was that's one of my favorite moments because like people kind of counted them out on that one.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
everybody had Dallas penciled in.
Yeah.
And the whole talk, if you remember, leading up into that game, was that Dallas was going to come here and win. And where was Dallas going to go? Paul Spencer said Dallas 24, Eagles 21. When not,
That's a
thought the
homer.
boys.
He would have thought they would have never been 4-1 instead of 1-4 since the injury.
No, that's not. I mean, they can score around 24 points. Like they can, but I just don't feel that they're going to be able to score more on our defense. Our defense is the best defense they've played.
Yeah.
Like, and this is what's not being talked about. It's all about the Eagles offense against that Dallas defense. Okay, but nobody's talking about this Eagles defense against that Cowboy offense.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. This is the best defense they're going to play.
They got to shut the run down, and that might be where they get their 10 to 14 points is in that run.
That's what I'm saying. Like I said to Dave.
I don't see them scoring
like
in
Dave,
the 20s.
Dave said to me on one of them, I don't know if it was the We Them Boys or if it was yesterday, but he said, how do you get that feeling of us only scoring this amount of points? And I'm going, well, just like our offense has got to go against your defense, I'm like, your offense got to go against our defense. And I'm sorry, but they shut down Dalvin Cook. Mm-hmm. They shut down Jefferson. And I'm sorry, I said Cook and Jefferson are better than any other two that they have.
Right.
Like I said, they're better than any receiver. Justin Jefferson better than any receiver on Dallas.
Sure.
And Dalvin Cook's better than either one of the running backs in Dallas. And they shut them down. And they shut them down here. Like, I'm sorry. I just don't see Cooper Rush. I don't see Cooper Rush getting more than 13 points against our defense.
I don't see it either.
No, I mean, like, it's going to be a great game. And like I said.
But good luck to you guys, though, honestly. Cowboy fans, Matt, Dave, Paul, good luck to you guys tonight and enjoy the game.
So what?
That's the most important. Good luck to Cowboys.
I can, because you know what? At the end of the day, we're all friends. Yeah. We're all friends. So, you wish them well.
Well, I'm not so friends with Dave.
I hope it makes you not stay up at night. There you go.
Well, yeah. I hope it's for Dave's sake, keep him busy.
Yeah, Paul, and go get some Maylocks.
All right, guys. Well, for us, for me, Big Mike, for my man Ryan, my man Big Al, catch Al. It's Wednesday night at 8 o'clock.
We'll find out
8:30.
because this week the schedule hasn't come out yet. I got a lot of scheduling to do with the Phillies and everything.
Yeah, so
we will have the schedule.
A lot of bouncing around, and I love bouncing around. But anyway, guys,
go.
We're out of here.
Bye.